6. Modals. Hi everyone, welcome back to our English learning session. Today we're going to talk about modals, those small but powerful helping verbs we use with other verbs to show ability, permission, possibility, duty, or prohibition. Think of modals as the mood setters of your sentence. They can make something sound possible, polite, urgent, or forbidden. Let's go through them step by step with modern examples you can use right away. Part 1. Can, cannot, and could. 1. Can for ability. We use can to say what someone is able to do. Examples. Liam can code an entire mobile app in one weekend. My friend Emma can bake amazing gluten-free cakes. 2. Can for offers and requests. We also use can to offer help or ask politely for something. Examples. You can borrow my charger if your battery is low. Can I sit here or is this seat taken? 3. Could for politeness, permission, or possibility. Could is softer and more polite than can. Examples. Could you send me the project file later today? It could rain later, so take an umbrella just in case. Part 2. May and may not. 1. May for permission. We use may when we want to sound formal or polite. Examples. May I join the photography club? You may start your presentation now. 2. May for possibility. Examples. You may get a surprise bonus at work. The price of tickets may drop after the weekend. 3. May not for prohibition. Examples. You may not park here without a permit. Students may not use phones during the exam. 4. May not for uncertainty. Examples. She may not agree with the new plan. The delivery may not arrive before Friday due to bad weather. Part 3. Should and should not. 1. Should for duty. We use should when something is the right thing to do. Examples. We should recycle to protect the environment. You should be respectful during online meetings. 2. Should for advice, predictions, or unfulfilled obligation. Examples. What should we eat for lunch? I should be finished with my homework by dinner. She should have replied to the email yesterday. 3. Should not for prohibition. Examples. We should not spread false information on social media. You should not ignore warning signs on hiking trails. Part 4. Must and must not. 1. Must for strong obligation or necessity. We use must when something is required or necessary. Examples. You must wear a helmet when riding a motorbike. All passengers must show their ID before boarding. 2. Must not for prohibition. We use must not when something is strictly not allowed. Examples. You must not share your password with anyone. Students must not enter the lab without supervision. Part 5. And ought not to. 1. Ought to for duty. We use ought to for actions that are expected or morally right. Examples. You ought to call your parents if you will be home late. We ought to help our neighbors if they need support. 2. Ought not to for prohibition. We use ought not to say something is not advised or is inappropriate. Examples. You ought not to post personal information online. We ought not to waste food when so many people are hungry. Modern practice sentences. Read these out loud and think about why each modal is used. 1. I can stream the game in 4K on my new tablet. 2. Can I share this playlist with you? 3. Could you help me set up my smart home lights? 4. You may post your project in the online forum. 5. This app may get a big update next month. 6. You may not download large files on the school network. 7. We may not see the comet tonight because of the clouds. 8. You should update your profile picture if it's more than 2 years old. 9. We should not ignore emails from the bank. 10. You must have your ticket ready before entering the concert hall. 11. You must not feed the animals in this park. 12. You ought to back up your files regularly. 13. You ought not to click links from unknown senders. Closing tip. Here's the quick way to remember them. Can equals ability, offers, casual requests. Could equals polite requests, possibilities. May equals formal permission, possibility. May not equals not allowed or unlikely. Should equals advice, duty, mild obligation. Must equals strong rules and necessity. Ought to equals similar to should, more formal. Pay attention to these in daily life, in shows, songs, podcasts, and even in social media posts. The more you hear them, the more naturally you'll use them in your own speaking and writing. Cheryl may be sick as she is absent from school today. Structure. Subject, may space verb, complement, reason clause. Explanation. May base form be shows possibility. As introduces the reason. Tam. You may have another bowl of rice if you are still hungry. Structure. Subject plus may base verb plus object conditional clause. Explanation. May shows permission, if clause gives the condition. 3. He may refuse your request if you keep on pestering him. Structure. Subject may plus base verb object conditional clause. Explanation. May shows possibility, if clause describes the condition. 4. They may not arrive on time as their flight has been delayed. Structure. Subject plus may not space verb, adverbial phrase, plus reason clause. Explanation. May not shows something is unlikely, as explains the reason. Akshar 5. She may not come to the party as she has quarreled with the host. Structure. Subject may not, base verb, prepositional phrase, reason clause. Explanation. May not shows uncertainty, as clause explains why. 6. They may go to the movies if they have finished their homework. Structure. Subject may space verb object conditional clause. Explanation. May for possibility or permission, if shows the requirement. 7. My brother may not borrow my father's car as he is a reckless driver. Structure. Subject may not base verb object reason clause. Explanation. May not for prohibition, as gives the reason. 8. The maid is worried that it may rain, so she carries an umbrella with her. Structure. Subject plus verb noun clause with may plus base verb coordinating clause. Explanation. May shows possibility inside the noun clause, so links the result. 9. My neighbors may not be at home as the lights in their living room are turned on. Structure. Subject may not, base verb, place phrase, reason clause. Explanation. May not for uncertainty, as gives the reason. 10. The salesman may not be able to see the manager as he had not made an appointment. Structure. Subject plus may not plus be able to base verb, object, reason clause. Explanation. May not be able to shows possible inability, as gives the reason. I'm going to play tennis tomorrow. May I borrow your racket? Structure. Statement sentence, question with may, plus subject, base verb, plus object. Explanation. May is used for polite permission. We should be polite to others, even if they are rude to us. Structure. Subject plus should, base verb complement contrast clause. Explanation. Should expresses duty or the right action. 3. Should we leave some cake for Jane? She may be hungry when she comes home. Structure Q. Should subject, base verb, object, prepositional phrase. Structure. Subject may, space verb, clause of time. First sentence is advice in a question form. Second shows possibility. 4. You should see a doctor when you are ill. Structure. Subject should, base verb, object, time clause. Explanation. Should gives advice. 5. Joanna may not come tonight as she is busy. Structure. Subject may not, base verb, time phrase, reason clause. Explanation. May not expresses uncertainty or possibility of absence. 6. Could you help me carry the heavy table, please? Structure. Could, subject, base verb, object, extra detail. Explanation. Could is polite for asking help. 7. May I help you? Asked the sales assistant. Structure. May plus subject, base verb, object. In quotation marks, reporting clause. Explanation. May is used to offer assistance. 8. Dogs ought to be leashed when they are at the playground. Structure. Subject ought to, base verb, passive. Time, place clause. Explanation. Ought to shows duty or rule. 9. I do not think you should enter the cave because there are many snakes inside. Structure. Main clause plus that clause with should, reason clause. Explanation. Should here means it is advised not to do something. 10. We may make mistakes, but learning from our failure is more important. Structure. Subject, may's base verb, object, contrast clause. Explanation. May shows possibility. With. 2-word verbs. Bear with. Be patient with someone. Example. If you'll bear with me, Hermione, I'll show you the correct potion steps. Eat with. Share a meal with someone. Example. Harry hardly eats with the Dursleys during the summer. Exchange with. Swap items with someone. Example. Ron exchanged chocolate frog cards with Neville. Quarrel with. Argue with someone. Example. Fred and George never quarrel with each other, but they often prank Percy. Sympathize with. Feel compassion for someone. Example, Dumbledore sympathizes with Hagrid after the Ministry's unfair treatment. Walk with, accompany someone while walking. Example, Harry walks with Hagrid to the Forbidden Forest. Work with, collaborate with someone. Example, Hermione works with Professor McGonagall on the library's magical archives. 2. Prepositions for means of transport. On, public transport, foot, broom. Example, Harry flew on his firebolt to catch the snitch. In, car, taxi, carriage. Example, the trio arrived in the Weasleys' flying car at Hogwarts. By general transport method. Example, the students traveled to Hogsmeade by train from platform 90 Thwars. 3. Prepositions for comparison or similarity, as in the role of example, Fred disguised himself as George to confuse Filch. Like, similar to. Example, Luna speaks like no one else at Hogwarts. Then comparison of difference. Example, Hermione is faster at spell work than Ron. 1. The kitten ran along the road. Harry ran along the Quidditch pitch. Structure, subject, verb, past, along, noun phrase. Explanation, along shows movement following the length of a place. 2. Jerry is fishing by the river. Hagrid is fishing by the Black Lake. Structure, subject plus verb, present continuous, by plus noun phrase. Explanation, by shows location near something. 3. He dashed into the lift just as it closed. Ron dashed into the Great Hall just as the feast began. Structure, subject verb past into noun phrase time clause. Explanation, into shows movement from outside to inside. 4. The mouse darted across the corridor and frightened the little girl. Crookshanks darted across the common room and startled Neville. Structure, subject, verb, past, across, plus noun phrase, conjunction, verb, past, object. Explanation, across shows movement from one side to the other. 5. The old man walked down the stairs slowly instead of taking the lift. Dumbledore walked down the staircase slowly instead of using magic. Structure, subject, verb, past, down, noun phrase, adverb, phrase of contrast. Explanation, down, shows movement from a higher to a lower point. 6. The pupil removed the lid and threw the rubbish into the bin. Hermione removed the cauldron lid and poured the potion into a flask. Structure, subject plus verb, past, object, conjunction, verb, past, object plus into, noun phrase. Explanation, into shows movement from outside to inside a container. 7. The lady would like a glass of lemonade. Professor McGonagall would like a cup of tea. Structure, subject plus modal verb, verb, base, object plus of noun. Explanation, of shows the content of the container. 8. The residents ran for safety when the fire broke out. The students ran for shelter when the Dementors arrived. Structure, subject, verb, past, for plus noun plus time clause. Explanation, for shows the purpose of the action. 9. My brother tried to prevent the glass from falling onto the table and smashing it. Harry tried to prevent the bludger from crashing onto the stands. Structure, subject, verb, past, infinitive, object plus from, verb ing plus onto, noun. Phrase plus conjunction, verb, base, object. Explanation, onto shows movement to a surface. 10. Mr. Tan suffered injuries when the robber pushed him off the car and drove his car away. Sirius suffered injuries when a Death Eater pushed him off the broom and fled. Structure, subject, verb, past, plus object, time clause, subject, verb, past, object, off, plus noun phrase. Conjunction, verb, past. Explanation, off shows movement away from a surface. Of the two witches, Hermione is more talkative than Lavender. Structure, prepositional phrase plus main clause. Subject, verb, comparative adjective, than plus noun. Explanation, of shows the group being compared. 2. I flipped through the magazine to find out what interesting articles there are. Harry flipped through the Daily Prophet to check the latest Quidditch scores. Structure, subject plus verb, past, through, object plus infinitive of purpose. Explanation, through shows moving from start to end in pages. 3. Mr. Tan is as poor as a church mouse. Ron is as hungry as a dragon before breakfast. Structure, subject verb plus adjective plus as plus noun phrase. Explanation, as shows equality in a comparison. 4. I haven't heard from Richard since we parted last July. Ginny hasn't heard from Harry since he left for the Horcrux hunt. Structure, subject plus present perfect negative plus from plus person since past clause. Explanation, From indicates the source of communication. Since shows the starting point in time. 5. We explored the island by foot and discovered many wonderful places. Hermione explored Hogsmeade by foot and found a new bookshop. Structure, subject plus verb, past, object by plus means, conjunction verb, past, object. Explanation, by indicates method of travel. Hashlar 6. There were many passengers in the bus, and many of them were without seats. There were many students in the Hogwarts Express, and some had to stand. Structure, there be quantity, noun, in, noun phrase, conjunction, clause. Explanation, in, shows being inside a vehicle. Most of the guests came from a taxi. Most of the visitors came from the night bus. Structure, subject plus verb, past, from plus source. Explanation, from shows the origin of movement. 8. I am making this cushion for Aunt Molly. Mrs. Weasley is making a sweater for Harry. Structure, subject, present continuous, verb ing, object, force recipient. Explanation, for shows the intended person. 9. Doreen ordered a plate of chicken rice for herself. Neville ordered a plate of treacle tart for himself. Structure, subject plus verb, past, object of plus food item, prepositional phrase of purpose. Explanation, of shows the contents of the dish. Act 10. Please draw the curtains as the sun is shining into the room. Please close the curtains as the sun is shining into the Gryffindor common room. Structure, imperative plus object, conjunctions, clause. Subject, be, verbing, into. Explanation. Into shows movement from outside. Adjectives, Harry Potter edition. 1. Types of adjectives. A. Size, a large dragon, a small owl. Example, Hagrid kept a large dragon in his hut. Structure, article, adjective, noun. B. Shape and color, a round crystal ball, a golden snitch, a black broomstick. Example, Harry caught a golden snitch during the match. Structure, article, adjective, noun. C. Condition and quality, a dusty spellbook, an enchanted map, a brave wizard, an evil sorcerer. Example, Hermione found a dusty spellbook in the library. Structure, articles, adjective, noun. 2. Comparison of adjectives. A. Equal comparison as. As, Hermione is as clever as Dumbledore. Buckbeak is as proud as a phoenix. Structure, subject plus be verb plus as adjective plus as plus noun pronoun. 1 or plus than, Harry is braver than Draco. Structure, subject, be verb, adjective, than plus noun pronoun. 2, more plus adjective than, Hermione is more knowledgeable than Ron. Structure, subject, be verb, more adjective than plus noun pronoun. 3, irregular. The firebolt is than the Nimbus 2000. Structure, subject plus be verb plus irregular comparative plus then plus /art pronoun. Stasher 3. Superlative adjectives. We use the superlative to compare 3 or more. Ways to form. Est. Harry is the bravest seeker in Hogwarts history. Structure. Subject, be adjective, est, noun phrase. 2. The most adjective. Hermione is the most intelligent student in her year. Structure. Subject, be verb, the most. Adjective, noun phrase. 3. Irregular. The firebolt is the best broomstick Ron has ever seen. Structure, subject, be verb, the plus irregular superlative noun phrase. Harry Potter examples. Of the 3 wizards, Dumbledore is the wisest. The Phoenix is the most beautiful creature in the castle. Sirius is the handsomest marauder. The Triwizard Cup was the most dangerous challenge Harry faced. Hash 4. Extra comparative and superlative vocabulary. Adjective, comparative, superlative. Harry Potter example. Ekfels. Foolish. More foolish than the most foolish. Lockhart is the most foolish teacher. Important. More important than the most important. The Elder Wand is the most important hallow. Painful. More painful than the most painful. Losing Sirius was the most painful event for Harry. Wonderful. More wonderful than the most wonderful. The Yule Ball was the most wonderful night. Bad. Worse than the worst. Umbridge is the worst teacher. Far, farther, further than, the farthest, furthest. The Forbidden Forest is the farthest place students can go. Good, better than, the best. Hermione is the best at spell work. Little, less than, the least. Harry had the least free time in the tournament. Many, much, more than, the most. Dumbledore has the most books in his office. Hash 5. Forming adjectives. A. From verbs. Excited. Harry was excited to visit Hogsmeade. Exciting. The Triwizard Tournament was an exciting event. Stolen. The invisibility cloak is a stolen relic. Structure. Article/subject, be for adjective. B. From nouns. Golden. Harry wore a golden snitch pendant. Thoughtful. Dobby was a thoughtful friend. Structure. Article, subject. Plus be verb. Adjective. Structure. Article, adjective, passive tuple, noun, plus be verb, verb-ing, adverb. Explanation. Lost describes the noun. 2. The beggar's tattered clothes smell. Dobby's tattered pillowcase needed washing. Structure. Possessive noun plus adjective, noun's verb, present. Explanation. Tattered, past participle, describes worn-out condition. #3. The creaked cupboard needs oiling. Correct form, creaking or creaky. The creaky door to the potions classroom needed repair. Structure. Articles, adjective, noun, verb, present, object. Explanation. Creaky or creaking describes the cupboard. 4. Please discard the broken glasses. Please discard the broken crystal ball in divination class. Structure. Imperative plus object, articles, adjective, noun. Explanation. Broken, past participle, describes damaged condition. #5. The talking parrot has colorful feathers. The talking portrait greeted Harry. Structure. Article plus adjective, present participle, nous verb, present object. Explanation. Talking, present participle, describes a continuous action. 6. The little girl bought her painted doll in Japan. Ginny bought a painted broomstick as a decoration. Structure. Subject, verb, past, object, adjective, noun, adverbial phrase. Explanation. Painted, past participle, shows the result of an action. #7. The advancing soldiers finally won the battle. The advancing centaurs scared away the intruders. Structure. Article plus adjective, present participle, noun, past object. Explanation. Advancing. Describes ongoing forward movement. 8. The prankster attempted to wake the sleeping kitten. Fred tried to wake the sleeping dragon in the tournament. Structure. Subject plus verb, past, infinitive plus verb, base, object, adjective, noun. Explanation. Sleeping describes current action of the noun. 9. They were happy that the winning team was in their favor. The Gryffindor crowd cheered for the winning Quidditch team. Structure. Article plus adjective, present participle, noun, verb, past. Explanation. Winning shows an active, ongoing success. 10. The approaching holidays bring smiles to the school children. The approaching train to Hogwarts made the students excited. Structure. Article plus adjective, noun, verb, present, object. Explanation. Approaching means coming nearer in time or space. 1. The king wears a golden crown. Gold. Dumbledore wears a golden brooch shaped like a phoenix. Structure. Subject, verb, present, articles, adjective, noun. Explanation. Golden, adjective from noun, describes the material color. 2. The lady with a silken voice is a singer. Silk. Fleur Delacour, with her silken voice, charmed the judges. Structure. Noun phrase with prepositional phrase with plus adjective, noun, verb, complement. Explanation. Silken describes textures, material. And 3. The beggar had a pitiful look on his face. Pity. Creature had a pitiful look when Harry scolded him. Structure. Subject, verb, past, article, adjective, noun, prepositional phrase. Explanation. Pitiful describes an emotion that causes sympathy. 4. My maid uses a wooden spoon to cream the butter. Wood. Molly Weasley uses a wooden spoon to stir the cauldron. Structure. Subject plus verb, present, article, adjective, noun, infinitive phrase. Explanation. Wooden describes the material. 5. The playful child almost broke the vase on the table. Play. The playful twins, Fred and George, filled the great hall with fireworks. Structure. Article, adjective, noun, adverb, verb. Past. Plus object, prepositional phrase. Explanation. Playful describes a fun-loving nature. Chapter 6. They jumped for joy when they heard the wonderful news. Wonder. The Gryffindor team jumped for joy when they heard the wonderful Quidditch results. Structure. Subject, verb, past, prepositional phrase, adverb clause, when. Explanation. Wonderful expresses something very good. 7. The caring doctor did a thorough examination of the patient. Madame Pomfrey, the caring nurse, healed Harry after the match. Structure. Article plus adjective, noun, verb, past, article, adjective, noun, prepositional phrase. Explanation. Caring shows kindness or concern. However, 8. In the southeast province of China, there lived a poor beggar. South. In the southeast tower of Hogwarts there lived a wise wizard. Structure, prepositional phrase, main clause. Explanation, southeast shows location. 9. The clumsy boy had a painful cut on his toe when he stepped on a nail. Neville had a painful bruise after falling off his broom. Structure, article plus adjective, noun, verb. Article, adjective, noun, prepositional phrase, adverb clause. Explanation, painful describes something causing physical pain. 10. The people living in the peaceful country have never experienced war, peace. The centaurs living in the peaceful forest avoid human conflicts. Structure, article plus noun, participial phrase, verb phrase. Explanation, peaceful describes a place free from conflict. Part 8, adjectival phrases in order of adjectives, Harry Potter edition. 1. Adjectival phrases definition. An adjectival phrase is a group of words that does the work of an adjective. It often gives more information than a single adjective. A. Example with Harry Potter. A small red car, a small enchanted broom, a lovely glass flower vase, a lovely crystal goblet from the Great Hall. Our new teacher is kind and understanding. Our new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher is strict but fair. Structure, articles, adjectives, noun, or subject, plus be verbs, adjectives. 2 adjectives before a noun, no comma, the foolish fat man, the brave young wizard. Example, Harry was greeted by the brave young wizard from Ravenclaw. Structure, article plus adjective, adjective, noun. More than 2 adjectives, commas used before last one, a tall, dark, handsome prince, a tall, thin, bespectacled boy. Example, Hermione spotted a tall, thin, bespectacled boy near the library. Structure, articles, adjective 1 plus adjective 2 plus adjective 3, noun. Start 2, order of adjectives. When describing with multiple adjectives, the order is general quality, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, purpose, noun. Harry Potter examples in correct order. 1. A powerful, small, ancient, round silver goblin coin. General quality, powerful. Size, small. Age, ancient. Shape, round. Color, silver. Origin, goblin. Material, coin, metal. Purpose, noun, coin. Sentence, Griffook gave Harry a powerful, small, ancient, round silver goblin coin. 2. An expensive, big old square black French cauldron. Sentence, Professor Snape ordered an expensive, big old square black French cauldron for potions class. 3. A beautiful, large, new red Hogwarts banner. Sentence, the Great Hall was decorated with a beautiful, large, new red Hogwarts banner. Adjectives. Order, general quality, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, purpose, noun. Answers and sentence structure. 1. Big red. The big red bag is mine. Structure, subject, adjective, adjective, nouns, verb, complement. 2. Ancient teak. Where did you buy this ancient teak cupboard? Structure, question word plus auxiliary verb, subject, main verb, determiner, adjective, adjectives, noun. 3. Red Riding. I love this pair of red riding boots. Structure, subject, verb, object, determiners, noun phrase, adjectives, adjective, noun. 4. Old plastic. Please throw away those old plastic cups. Structure, imperative verbs, particle, determiner, adjective, adjective, noun. 5. Beautiful woolen yellow. Mother bought a beautiful woolen yellow scarf for me. Structure, subject, verb plus determiner, adjective, adjectives, adjective, noun plus prepositional phrase. 6. Little 5-year-old Chinese. A little 5-year-old Chinese boy is lost. Structure, determiners, adjectives, adjectives, adjective, noun, verb, complement. 7. Rare Chinese flower. That rare Chinese flower vase was given by Aunt Rosie. Structure, determiner, adjective, adjectives, adjective, noun, passive verb, prepositional phrase. 8. Oval ceramic soap. Can I have that oval ceramic soap dish? Structure, modal, subject, verbs, determiner plus adjective, adjective, noun. 9. Square silk. These square silk handkerchiefs are really pretty. Structure, determiner, adjectives, adjective, noun, verb, adverb plus adjective. 10. Cute small table. I got this cute small table lamp from an antique shop. Structure, subject, verb plus determiner, adjective, adjective, adjective plus noun, prepositional phrase. A pig, a day full of connectors. 1. Connectors joining 2 or more words or statements, and as well as not only, but also both. Sentence, Peppa has a red dress and a pink hat. Subject, verb, object, and object. Peppa and George like jumping in muddy puddles as well as playing in the garden. They have not only a toy train, but also a big kite. Peppa has both a bike and a scooter. 2 connectors showing contrast but yet still, however, although, whereas. Sentence. It was raining, but Peppa wanted to play outside. Subject verb but subject verb. George was tired, yet he joined the game. The playground was wet. Still, everyone had fun. Peppa tried to make a sandcastle. However, the wind blew it away. Although it was windy, they flew the kite. Peppa likes chocolate cake, whereas George prefers strawberries. 3 connectors showing choice or else, either or neither, nor. Sentence. You can play with the ball or read a book. Subject, modal, verb, object, or verb's object. Finish your snack or else you can't go to the park. We can either visit Grandpa Pig or go swimming. We have neither biscuits nor cupcakes left. 4 connectors showing reason because, since, for. Sentence. Peppa stayed indoors because it was raining. Subject, verb, because subject, verb. George was happy as he got a new toy dinosaur. They stayed longer at the park since the sun was shining. Everyone laughed, for Daddy Pig told a funny joke. 5 connectors showing purpose, so that, to, in order to. Sentence. Peppa spoke loudly so that Grandpa Pig could hear her. Subject plus verb, so that, subject, modal, verb. They ran to the bus stop to catch the bus. George climbed the chair in order to reach the cookies. 6 connectors expressing time or sequence as when, while, before, after, since, until. Sentence. Peppa was drawing. George came in with a toy. Subject, verb, subject. They waved goodbye when Mummy Pig left for work. George sang while Peppa danced. Wash your hands before you eat. They cleaned the table after lunch. We haven't seen Susie Sheep since last week. They played until it got dark. 6b. Sequence words first, secondly, next, then finally. Sentence. 1. First, Peppa put on her boots. 2. Secondly, she took an umbrella. 3. Next, she went outside. 4. Then, she jumped in the puddles. Finally, she went home to drink hot chocolate. 7. Connectors showing place where, wherever. Sentence. This is the park where Peppa plays with her friends. Subject B. 1. There are many trees where I live. Structure. Subject there, verb are, complement, many trees, connector clause, where I live. Why, where introduces a relative clause showing the place where the trees are found. 2. The kitten goes wherever its owner goes. Structure. Subject, the kitten, verb, goes, connector clause, wherever its owner goes. Why, wherever means in all places that, it shows the kitten follows its owner everywhere. My mother lit a candle when there was a blackout. Structure. Main clause, my mother lit a candle. Connector, when, time clause, there was a blackout. Why, when connects 2 actions happening at the same time. 4. We will not begin the game till the coach arrives. Structure, main clause, we will not begin the game. Connector, till, time clause, the coach arrives. Why, till or until shows the game will wait until a certain event happens. 5. The pupils were talking while the teacher was teaching. Structure, main clause, the pupils were talking, connector, while, time clause, the teacher was teaching. Why, while shows 2 actions happening at the same time. 6. I have not written to my cousin since he migrated to Canada. Structure, main clause, I have not written to my cousin, plus connector, since, plus time clause, he migrated to Canada. Why, since shows the starting point in the past up to now. 7. They decided to go to the movies as it had stopped raining. Structure, main clause, they decided to go to the movies, connector, as, reason clause, it had stopped raining. Why, as here means because, it gives the reason. 8. The trekker quickly made his way home from the jungle as it got dark. Structure, main clause, the trekker quickly made his way home from the jungle, plus, connector, as, time clause, it got dark. Why, as shows the action happened at the same time darkness began. 9. The babysitter stayed in the nursery until the baby's mother came for her. Structure. Main clause, the babysitter stayed in the nursery, connector, time clause. The baby's mother came for her. Why, until shows the action continued up to a certain time. 10. The teacher reminded the pupils to check their answers after they had completed their work. Structure. Main clause, the teacher reminded the pupils to check their answers, plus connector after time clause, they had completed their work. Why? After shows the sequence, first completing the work, then checking answers. Roblox Story Grammar Adventure. Chai Connectors Dum Zakbek. 1. We must have a balanced meal in order to be healthy. Story. In Roblox Brookhaven, Noob tells Builderman, we must eat a balanced meal in order to be healthy before doing the parkour challenge. Structure. Subject must base verb plus in order to base verb. Explanation. In order to shows purpose, they eat well so they can stay healthy. 2. The pupils do not like the monitor since he is proud. Story. In Roblox High School, the players do not like the monitor since he is too proud and always brags about his rare pets. Structure. Subject. Do does not, base verbs, since subject verb, explanation. Since shows reason, it explains why they don't like him. 3. I went to the florist and bought a bouquet of flowers. Story. In Adopt Me, Noob went to the flower shop and bought a bouquet to decorate his Roblox house. Structure. Subject, verbs, object, and verbs object, explanation, and joins two actions of the same subject. 4. Please turn on the light so that you would not trip and fall. Story. In Tower of Hell, Builderman told Bacon, turn on the light so that you won't trip during the obstacle course. Structure. Imperative plus so that plus subject, modal plus base verb. Explanation. So that shows purpose. Turning on the light prevents an accident. 5. It is pouring. The boys cannot go out and play football. Because. Story. In Brookhaven, the boys cannot play football because it is pouring in the Roblox stadium. Structure. Because plus clause, main clause. Explanation. Because shows the reason for not playing. 6. My uncle was not invited to the dinner, but he was not angry. Story. In Roblox Restaurant Tycoon, my uncle was not invited to the VIP dinner, but he stayed calm and enjoyed building his cafe instead. Structure. Clause plus but clause, explanation, but shows contrast between not being invited and not feeling angry. 7. The singer and the dancer worked hard for the concert. Story. In Roblox Music Simulator, both the singer and the dancer trained for hours before the big Roblox concert. Structure. Both plus noun and plus noun verb. Explanation. Both and joins two equal subjects that share the same verb. 8. The board of directors could not decide whether to accept or reject the manager's proposal. Story. In Roblox Tycoon, the directors couldn't decide whether to accept or reject the plan for a new map. Structure. Clause plus or plus base verb. Explanation, or shows choice between two actions. 9. Vivian could order neither the chicken chop nor the pork chop. Story. In Roblox Cafe, Vivian could order neither the chicken chop nor the pork chop because she forgot her wallet. Structure. Subject plus could's base verb, neither nouns nor plus noun. Explanation. Neither nor shows two negative options. 10. Vivian could order either the chicken chop or the pork chop. Story. Later in Roblox Cafe, Vivian found some coins and could order either the chicken chop or the pork chop, but not both. Structure. Subject plus could plus base verb plus either plus noun or plus noun. Explanation. Either or shows a choice between two positive options. Roblox mini story connectors. So 1. She could not solve the problem, so we helped her. Story. In Roblox Tower of Hell, Noob could not solve the puzzle, so Builderman helped her unlock the next level. Structure. Clause plus so plus clause, explanation. So shows the result. She couldn't solve it, and the result was that we helped her. 2. You must water the plants or they will die. Story. In Roblox Adopt Me, you must water the plants in your garden or they will die and you won't earn coins. Structure. Clause or plus clause. Explanation, or shows a choice consequence. Water them or they will die. 3. They had no money, so they sold their car. Story. In Roblox Brookhaven, Alex and Mia had no money, so they sold their Roblox car to buy a mansion pass. Structure. Clause plus so plus clause. Explanation. So shows the result. No money led to selling the car. 4. We don't like Alan because he is proud. Story. In Roblox High School, the group doesn't like Alan because he is proud and always shows off his rare pets. Structure, clause, because clause, explanation. Because shows the reason. It explains why they don't like him. 5. He put on a coat because he was cold. Story. In Roblox Survival Game, Noob put on a coat because he was cold while exploring the snow biome. Structure. Clause plus because clause. Explanation. Because shows the reason. It explains why he put on a coat. Banana heist, all 6 types of adverbs included. 1. Adverbs of manner. Tell how an action is done. Sentence. Kevin ran quickly to warn the other minions. Structure. Subject, verb plus adverb of manner. Explanation. Quickly shows how Kevin ran. 2. Adverbs of time. Tell when something happens. Sentence. Bob will eat the banana soon. Structure. Subject, verb, adverb of time. Explanation. Soon tells when Bob will eat. 3. Adverbs of place. Tell where something happens. Sentence. Stuart is hiding under the table. Structure, subject, verbs, adverb of place. Explanation. Under the table tells where Stuart is hiding. 4. Adverbs of frequency. Tell how often something happens. Sentence. The minions often sing while they work. Structure. Subject plus adverb of frequency plus verb, rest of sentence. Explanation. Often tells how many times they sing. 5. Adverbs of duration. Tell how long something happens. Sentence. They danced all night after stealing the bananas. Structure. Subject, verb, adverb of duration. Explanation. All night shows the length of time they danced. 6. Adverbials of reason. Tell why something happens. Sentence. They were happy because they had a big pile of bananas. Structure. Main clause plus because plus reason clause. Explanation. Because they had a big pile of bananas tells the reason they were happy. All adverbs in action. One sunny morning, Kevin ran quickly to warn the other minions. Bob will eat the banana soon, but Stuart is hiding under the table to guard it. The minions often sing while they work, and they danced all night after the heist. They were happy because they had a big pile of bananas. Courtroom drama 1. Immediately. The minion judge immediately gave his judgment. Structure. Subject plus adverb of manner plus verb plus object. Explanation. Immediately tells how quickly the judge acted. 2. We quickly saw that something was wrong with the banana pile. Structure. Subject, adverb of manner, verbs, rest of sentence. Explanation. Quickly shows the speed of seeing. 3. Aimlessly. Some minions wandered aimlessly around the compound. Structure. Subject, verbs, adverb of manner, place phrase. Explanation. Aimlessly tells how they wandered without a plan. 4. Quietly. He quietly told us the sad news about the missing bananas. Structure. Subject, adverb of manner, verbs, object. Explanation. Quietly shows the action was done in a soft, low voice. 5. Greedily. Jonathan greedily took a large piece of banana cake. Structure. Subject, adverb of manner, verb, object. Explanation. Greedily describes how selfishly he took it. 6. Clearly. I couldn't see the banana bus clearly, so I missed it. Structure, subject, auxiliary, verb, object, adverb of manner. Explanation. Clearly tells how well you could see. 7. Kindly. The old lady minion spoke kindly to the boys who broke her banana cart. Structure. Subject plus verbs, adverb of manner, rest of sentence. Explanation. Kindly describes the politeness and gentleness in speaking. 8. Gracefully. Mary dances gracefully during the Minion Festival. Structure. Subject, verbs, adverb of manner. Explanation. Gracefully shows elegance in dancing. 9. Easily, Peter solved the banana puzzle easily. Structure. Subject, verb plus object plus adverb of manner. Explanation. Easily describes doing something without difficulty. 10. Brightly. The sun shone brightly all day in Bananaland. Structure. Subject, verb plus adverb of manner plus time phrase. Explanation. Brightly tells how the sun shone. If the Great Toilet Paper Adventure. 1. Soon. She will come soon before the bathroom line gets too long. Structure. Subject, plus verbs, adverb of time, rest of sentence. Explanation. Soon tells when she will arrive in the near future. 2. Last week, Peter met Jane last week in the bathroom supply aisle. Structure. Subject plus verb, object, adverb of time plus place phrase. Explanation. Last week shows a specific time in the past. 3. Now the bell is ringing now and everyone is running to the toilet. Structure. Subject, be verb, verbings, adverb of time, rest of sentence. Explanation. Now shows the present moment. 4. Afterwards, I shall speak to her afterwards once she's done using all the toilet paper. Structure. Subject plus modal verb, object plus adverb of time plus rest of sentence. Explanation. Afterwards tells the time after another event. 5. Tom hasn't done his bathroom cleaning yet. Structure. Subject has, have, not plus past participle plus object adverb of time. Explanation. Yet is used in negative sentences to mean up to now. 6. Every day. She flushes the golden toilet every day. Subject, verb plus object, adverb of frequency. Explanation. Every day tells how often something happens. 7. Late. They arrived late to the bathroom queue and had to wait an hour. Structure. Subject, verb, adverb of time, rest of sentence. Explanation. Late shows they were not on time. 8. Last night, Linda slept last night on a pile of unused toilet paper rolls. Structure. Subject, verb, adverb of time, rest of sentence. Explanation. Last night shows a specific past time. 9. Tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow at the public bathroom grand opening. Structure. Subject plus will plus object, it's adverb of time, rest of sentence. Explanation. Tomorrow means the day after today. 10. Here Jill told Myra, come here, the toilet is free. Structure. Subject, verb, object, direct speech with adverb of place. Explanation here tells the place where the action should happen. For championship, and the whole town was excited. 1. Adverbs of manner. The judge immediately gave his decision after smelling the bathroom. Structure. Subject plus adverb of manner plus verb, rest of sentence. Explanation. Immediately tells how quickly the action happened. We quickly saw that something was wrong. The toilet paper was missing. Quickly shows how the action was done. Some pupils wandered aimlessly around the bathroom stalls. Aimlessly means without direction or purpose. 2. Adverbs of time. Peter met Jane last week in the bathroom supply store. Structure. Subject, verb plus object, adverb of time plus place. Last week gives a specific past time. The bell is ringing now, which means someone is stuck inside. Now shows the present moment. Tom hasn't done his bathroom duty yet. Yet is used in negative sentences to mean up to now. 3. Adverbs of place. Jill told Myra, come here, the bathroom is finally free. Here shows location. 4. Adverbs of frequency. She cleans the golden toilet every day. Every day tells how often. 5. Adverbs of duration. We stayed overnight at the championship site to guard the toilet paper. Overnight tells for how long. 6. Adverbs of reason. I was late because of the long bathroom line. Because of explains why. 7. Comparison of adverbs. Wendy flushed faster than Thomas. Structure. Subject plus verb, comparative adverb plus than plus object. Explanation. Faster compares speed between two people. Kevin scrubs more carefully than Peggy. More carefully is used for longer adverbs. Among the 3 janitors, Angie flushed the fastest. Structure. Subject, verb, superlative adverb, rest of sentence. Explanation. The fastest is the superlative form, comparing 3 or more. Peter cleaned the floor worse than Barbara, but Michael cleaned the worst. Worse, worst are irregular adverbs. By the end of the competition, the most skillfully decorated toilet was crowned the winner, and everyone laughed loudly. The crowd promised to return next year for an even more joyfully celebrated championship. The Toilet Olympics. Finals day. The stadium was packed. Today was the grand finale of the Toilet Olympics, where contestants competed in speed flushing, paper stacking, and precision seat cleaning. 1. John's eating and exercising record. John eats the most, but exercises the least in the family. Structure. Subject, verb, the most, the least, rest of sentence. Explanation. The most and the least are superlative adverbs showing the highest and lowest degree. Knack 2. Anita's toilet dance. Anita is dancing gracefully tonight than she did last Thursday night. Structure. Subject plus be verb, verbing, is comparative adverb, is rest. Explanation. Gracefully is an adverb of manner describing how she danced. 3. Careful wrapper opening. My sister unwrapped the toilet paper roll as carefully as she could. Explanation. As carefully as is used for making equal comparisons. 4. Joseph's speaking skills. Of the 4 debaters in our school team, Joseph spoke the most convincingly. Explanation. The most convincingly is the superlative form for a long adverb. 5. Carl Lewis. Toilet sprint champion Carl Lewis ran the fastest in the 50-meter toilet paper dash and won the gold medal. Explanation. The fastest is the superlative form of fast. Number 6. Early arrival. I arrived earlier than all of my classmates as I took a taxi to the toilet stadium. Explanation. Earlier is the comparative form of early. 7. Hardest worker. Which of the employees worked the hardest, Tom, Dick, or Harry? Explanation. The hardest is the superlative form of hard. Acting skills. Kyle was chosen to play the lead role in Cinderfella as he could act better than Carl. Explanation. Better is the comparative form of the irregular adverb well. 9. Angry acting. I acted as angrily as Chris did when I found out they had stolen our plunger. As angrily as is an equal comparison with an adverb of manner. 10. Slow-walking grandmother walks slower than grandfather does during the toilet parade. Explanation. Slower is the comparative form of slow. The Monkey King and the Sky Ladder. 1. The Monkey King stood up for his friends when the Jade Palace guards tried to arrest them. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb, object. Note. Stood up for means to defend or support someone. 2. He quickly stepped in to stop a fight between Pigsy and a giant sky dragon. Structure. Subject, adverb plus phrasal verb plus infinitive phrase. Note. Stepped in means to intervene. 3. Pigsy stuck by the Monkey King even when the heavens sent storms to stop them. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb plus object. Note. Stuck by means to remain loyal. 4. They decided to stop over at the Cloud Tea Village before crossing the Flaming Mountains. Structure. Subject, verb, infinitive, phrasal verb plus location. Note. Stop over means to make a short stay during a journey. 5. Suddenly a golden cloud took off from the mountaintop and carried them into the sky. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb, prepositional phrase. Note. Took off means to leave the ground. 6. When the cloud spun too fast, Pigsy almost threw up his breakfast dumplings. Structure. Dependent clause, subject, adverb, phrasal verbs, object. Note. Threw up means to vomit. 7. They finally touched down on the bridge of heaven, right in front of the celestial gate. Structure. Subject, adverb, phrasal verb, location phrase. Note. Touchdown means to land. 8. The Monkey King touched on the legend of the Sky Ladder while talking to the gatekeeper. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb plus object plus adverbial phrase. Note. Touched on means to mention briefly. 9. Realizing they needed help, Tripitaka turned to the old moon spirit for guidance. Structure. Participle phrase plus subject, phrasal verb plus object, prepositional phrase. Note. Turn to means to ask someone for help. 10. When the gatekeeper refused to open the door, the Monkey King yelled out in a voice that shook the clouds. Structure. Dependent clause plus subject, phrasal verb, prepositional phrase. Note. Yelled out means to shout loudly. 10 trials. 1. The Monkey King carried on climbing the endless bamboo even though the wind roared against him. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb plus verbine phrase plus adverbial clause. Meaning. Carried on, continued doing something. 2. Please put away your magic scrolls, said Tripitaka before the storm spirits arrived. Structure. Imperative plus phrasal verb plus object, reporting clause. Meaning. Put away equals will store something in its place. 3. How is your cloud riding skill getting along, Pigsy? The Monkey King asked. Structure. Question word plus be, subject, phrasal verb, object. Meaning. Get along equals progress or develop. 4. Pigsy turned down the chance to eat dragon meat because it was too spicy. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb, object plus adverbial clause. Meaning. Turn down equals reject or refuse. 5. The Sky Factory turns out 500 enchanted peaches a day. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb, object, frequency phrase. Meaning. Turn out equals produce. 6. They came up with a plan to trick the stone lion into guarding their treasure. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb, object, infinitive phrase. Meaning come up with equals invent or create an idea. 7. Please give out these moon charms to the villagers, said the moon spirit. Structure. Imperative plus phrasal verb plus object, indirect object. Meaning. Give out equals distribute. 8. The Monkey King set off for the Fire Cloud Cave before sunrise. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb, prepositional phrase, time phrase. Meaning. Set off, start a journey. 9. Pigsy accidentally gave away the secret of the sky ladder to the enemy crane. Structure. Subject plus adverb plus phrasal verb plus object, prepositional phrase, meaning. Give away equals reveal something secret. 10. Even though he was tired, the Monkey King put on a brave face in front of his friends. Structure. Concession clause, subject, phrasal verb plus object, prepositional phrase. Meaning put on equal pretend to have a certain expression or mood. Spider Demon's Web of Trouble. 1. The robbers gave in without any struggle when the spider demon trapped them in her silk. Structure. Subject plus phrasal verb plus adverbial phrase. Meaning. Give in equals surrender without resistance. 2. The demon's pet dogs kept off the lawn as it was muddy and full of hidden webs. Structure. Subject plus phrasal verb plus object adverbial clause, meaning keep off equals avoid entering or stepping on. On one of his field trips, the Monkey King came across a rare spider egg guarded by dark magic. Structure. Time phrase plus subject, phrasal verb, object, past participle phrase, meaning come across equals find by chance. 4. The royal doctor advised the king to cut down on smoking the spider's venomous herbs. Structure. Subject, verb, object, infinitive phrase with phrasal verb plus prepositional phrase, meaning cut down on equals reduce consumption of. 5. The outdoor concert was called off due to the storm conjured by the spider demon. Structure. Subject, be, phrasal verb, adverbial clause, meaning call off, cancel. 6. The school children became restless when the demon's hypnotic talk dragged on. Structure. Main clause plus when, subject, phrasal verb, meaning drag on equals continue for too long. 7. In the middle of the moonlight assembly, a girl threw up after drinking the poisoned tea. Structure. Prepositional phrase, subject, phrasal verb, adverbial clause, meaning throw up equals vomit. 8. As soon as the aeroplane touched down, the merchant hero called his family to warn them of the spider demon's plot. Structure. Conjunction plus subject, phrasal verb plus main clause, meaning touchdown equals land, aircraft. 9. Julie backed out of the contest at the last moment because she feared the spider demon's curse. Structure. Subject, phrasal verb plus prepositional phrase plus adverbial clause, meaning back out of equals withdraw from a promise or agreement. Spider demon's web of tag questions. 1. Positive statement plus negative tag. The spider demon is clever, isn't she? Structure. Positive statement plus comma, negative tag question. Use to confirm or check information when expecting agreement. 2. Negative statement, positive tag. She can't escape the magic net, can she? Structure. Negative statement, comma, positive tag question. Use to confirm a negative expectation. 3. Past tense. The villagers were scared last night, weren't they? Structure. Positive past tense statement, comma, negative tag question. Use to check a past situation you believe is true. 4. Future tense with will. You will fight her tomorrow, won't you? Structure. Positive will statement, comma, negative tag question. Use to check an intention or plan. 5. Present perfect tense. We've never seen such a big spider, have we? Structure. Negative present perfect, comma, positive tag. Used to express amazement and confirm with listener. 6. Modal verbs. We could end this curse, couldn't we? Structure. Positive modal plus comma, negative tag. Used to suggest an idea and check agreement. M7. Emphasis. You already know the answer. You're going to help us, aren't you? Structure. Positive statement, comma, negative tag with rising intonation for emphasis. Used to persuade or get agreement. She likes ice cream, doesn't she? Positive statement, negative tag. Detective Pig watched the suspect eat 3 scoops in a row. She likes ice cream, doesn't she? He whispered. 2. He has arrived, hasn't he? Present perfect, negative tag. The pig glanced at the clock. He has arrived, hasn't he? The party could finally start. 3. They will go with us, won't they? If we find the treasure map, they will go with us, won't they? Asked the pig's sidekick, a clever squirrel. 4. She is kind and helpful, isn't she? That rabbit is kind and helpful, isn't she? Said Detective Pig as she shared her carrots. 5. He was in pain, wasn't he? Past simple the pig saw the limping duck. He was in pain, wasn't he? 6. She wants to borrow the book, doesn't she? That sheep wants to borrow the book, doesn't she? The pig asked the librarian. 7. They like swimming, don't they? The pig saw them splashing in the pond. They like swimming, don't they? 8. The girls danced well, didn't they? Past simple. The girls danced well, didn't they? The pig said, clapping. 9. I can take part, can't I? I can take part in the pie-eating contest, can't I? Detective Pig grinned. 10. Amy has freckles, hasn't she? Amy has freckles, hasn't she? He said, noticing her pink cheeks. 11. Michael should apologize, shouldn't he? Michael should apologize, shouldn't he? Pig asked after the goat knocked over the cake. 12. You can leave now, can't you? Modal cans negative tag. You can leave now, can't you? Pig told the parrot after questioning him. 13. There will be a celebration, won't there? Future with will negative tag. There will be a celebration, won't there? Pig smiled, thinking about the feast. 14. The boys were tired, weren't they? The boys were tired, weren't they? Pig said after seeing them asleep under the tree. 15. We should buy it, shouldn't we? Modal should negative tag. We should buy it, shouldn't we? Pig asked when he saw the golden frying pan. And the sneaky mouse. 1. They didn't do it on purpose, did they? Negative past simple positive tag. Detective Cat squinted at the mice. They didn't do it on purpose, did they? 2. They wouldn't pay attention, would they? Negative modal positive tag. The mice wouldn't pay attention, would they? Cat sighed as they ran off again. 3. They don't know the truth, do they? Negative present simple positive tag. They don't know the truth, do they? Whispered Cat to his partner. 4. Andrew won't eat his food, will he? Negative future with will positive tag. Andrew won't eat his food, will he? Cat frowned at the stubborn kitten. 5. She hasn't stolen it, has she? Negative present perfect positive tag. She hasn't stolen it, has she? Cat asked, watching the mouse hide the cheese. 6. He couldn't lift the weight, could he? Negative modal could plus positive tag. He couldn't lift the weight, could he? Laughed the cat, seeing the mouse try. 7. Janet shouldn't eat anymore, should she? Negative modal should positive tag. Janet shouldn't eat anymore, should she? Cat said, seeing her with crumbs. 8. We shan't go again, shall we? We shan't go again, shall we? Cat asked after the mousetrap incident. 9. We mustn't tell her, must we? Negative modal mustn't plus positive tag. We mustn't tell her, must we? Cat whispered about the cheese plan. 10. She doesn't like durians, does she? Negative present simple positive tag. She doesn't like durians, does she? Cat chuckled. 11. They weren't sure of the way, were they? Negative past simple positive tag. They weren't sure of the way, were they? Cat asked, looking at the lost mice. 12. He can't play the violin, can he? Negative modal can't positive tag. He can't play the violin, can he? Cat laughed at the squeaky tune. 13. She isn't very honest, is she? Positive tag. She isn't very honest, is she? Cat narrowed his eyes. 14. Mary wasn't crying, was she? Negative past continuous and crying, was she? Cat asked softly. 15. There won't be any performance, will there? Negative future with will plus positive tag. There won't be any performance, will there? Cat sighed, looking at the empty stage. Cat and rookie dog. 1. You haven't met the new boy, have you? Give an example. Negative present perfect plus positive tag. 2. Kevin sprained his ankle, didn't he? Positive past simple negative tag. Dog asked, Kevin sprained his ankle, didn't he? As Cat inspected the crime scene. 3. We must be punctual tomorrow, mustn't we? Positive modal must negative tag. Cat said, we must be punctual tomorrow, mustn't we, before the big chase. 4. Those boys play well, don't they? Positive present simple negative tag. They're good at football, don't they? Dog wagged his tail in admiration. 5. Carol wasn't present today, was she? Negative past simple positive tag. Cat frowned. Carol wasn't present today, was she? Suspicious of her alibi. 6. You will complete it by tomorrow, won't you? Positive future will negative tag. Dog promised. You will complete it by tomorrow, won't you? 7. I shan't continue working, shall I? Negative modal shan't positive tag. Cat yawned. I shan't continue working, shall I, after the long stakeout. 8. You have been following me, haven't you? Positive present perfect continuous negative tag. Cat turned to dog. You have been following me, haven't you? 9. He enjoys reading, doesn't he? Positive present simple negative tag. Dog laughed. He enjoys reading, doesn't he? Pointing at the book-loving suspect.